All right. Can y'all hear me? Thanks for the wait, everybody. What's up? Oh, and I forgot to do this again. I keep forgetting to do this because we want to do it. Wait a minute. Fine, it's extremely important that I never do it. At least for me, because it just feels better to wear this. I try to be like, oh, I'm going to be on time. It's going to be good. You always forget one thing. All right, now I feel normal. I feel normal now. Okay. Welcome, guys, to episode 4 now of the Jazz VOD Review. It would have been episode 5, but I was gone and had work to do, unfortunately. So, it's nice to be here. Thank you so much for being here. I always got the LaCroix on deck. Kind of a super early LaCroix mention, but, you know. Unreal. Okay, so a couple of things today. So, today I want to do something a little different than I normally do with the VOD reviews. Today I'm going to be looking through, because I didn't get a chance to really look at a lot of the VODs yet. Again, just because of other things I've been doing. But I thought, you know what? Like, since I've been seeing a lot of tenor players show up more than I like would have expected. Of course, I still have my alto right here. My alto's still right here. My voice is really gone from yesterday. Those of y'all who were at my Jamie's Extreme yesterday, like, y'all know why my voice is gone. But I got my alto. Also have my tenor with the rubber bands on it. So I'm going to be looking at some tenor VODs as well as alto today. I'm going to try to like prioritize tenor saxophones. This will be kind of like a tenor day. I'm going to try to prioritize tenor videos and clips with the VODs that we review today, because I feel like we don't really get enough tenor stuff in here. So I was looping Welcome to China. Really? It's such a good song, bro. Hey, thank you, Mr. Cheesy. Now I know the Canadian too. Unbelievable. But yeah, so I got the tenor on lock, or on deck, as you would say, whatever. Man, I gotta take a vocal rest or something, because my voice is like shoo. But let me turn the AC on real quick. Yeah. So yeah, good to see you all today. Let me see what we got in here. So because I didn't get a chance to look at all the VODs, I'm gonna be kind of doing reactions as well. So it'll be reactions. There was one that I saw that I kind of want to dig into. Yeah, that was one tenor. Here's another tenor. Let's keep moving. Let me see, how much tenor can I find in here? Oh yeah, should I do trumpet too? Is that what you're saying? I got my trumpet downstairs, but it's not good. It's not in working condition. Jared, this is a VOD review episode. If the questions are pertaining to the VODs that I'm reviewing, then sure. But no random questions. I won't be answering any off-topic questions. Yo, basketball, you gotta be on social media. What's up, GX? Loic, my dude, good to see you, man. Yeah, my voice is gone right now. It feels so weird. It's very thin. I definitely went. Yesterday was like a celebration of Dynasty Warriors, and it really just like I kind of went crazy with celebrating Dynasty Warriors. Yo, Bruce, what's up, man? Bro, I picked up the tenor as soon as you came in. I guess we talked about so much trumpet, we had the trumpet show up. What's up, Bruce? Good to see you, bro. Will I ever retire the Bundy? Whenever chat donates $4,000 to the stream. No joke. He said this got what most modern tenors miss. I mean, I could do modern tenor too. I wasn't playing it. I can do modern tenor if you want. I just like tenor is like the perfect instrument to just go like it's perfect. Like it's nice to do that. It's fun. I haven't played tenor in a long time, so I'm like, get a little warm up going before I play. You guys with that joke, dude. Let me put the AC up a little bit. Or down, rather, because it's like kind of blasting me right now. There we go. E flat, please. Okay. There we go. E flat, please. Everybody who's asking me if I ever played Barry, that was my first saxophone. I talk about it in my interviews. I think I need to just make a video. I need to just make a video that's here on the channel that helps people understand. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that later. That's probably a good idea. Yeah, I started on Barry. I started on clarinet, Barry, alto, then tenor and soprano. So I have alto, clarinet, tenor, and soprano at home, but I don't have a Barry. All right, so now we got a decent amount of people in here. I think we can start. Let's so for those who are first time viewers in here into the Jazz VOD Review Series, basically, you know, a VOD stands for video on demand, and it's a term that we take from the video game world, the competitive video game world, where people kind of take videos and clips and replays of them playing a specific game, whether it be a fighting game, shooting game, or a mobile like League of Legends, or even like card games or whatever, that, you know, like tabletop stuff. And they'll either review it themselves or have a professional or a coach or somebody look at it and give them tips on like how they can improve their gameplay. So I wanted to take that concept and bring it into jazz because I thought it would be a great way of incorporating a more hands-on feedback approach to the community that I think is kind of missing and often paywalled. So yeah, this is something I wanted to like provide for the community, and hopefully the end goal of this would be that you all learn how to do these things yourself. You can start analyzing these videos for what you can do based on the things that I'm able to give to you. And also, this is something that I would like to do with other professionals too. So if there's any guests that you would like to see on the show to do that, that would be awesome. Just let me know in the suggestions channel in the Discord or wherever in the Discord if you'd like to see some other people. And also, the first video of the month, the first VOD review of the month, is free. And that's what this one is, technically. Well, every 4. I said like every 4. There's going to be like every 4. So like every 4 weeks is going to be a free one. So here's the free one for YouTube. The rest of these are done every week on Patreon. And I think I've decided the day is now Saturday. It seems to be the best day to do it for people who are available to see it. And also this, the videos that go up, the clips are also available first. All these things are available first on YouTube. I mean, on Patreon. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to get Bruce. I mean, Bruce is busy, man. Bruce is a busy man now, man. He's the director of the Louis Armstrong Museum, so the Louis Armstrong House Museum. So, I mean, if he's down, yeah. But yeah, anytime, of course. We can get some. That'd be nice to have him in for some trumpet stuff. It'd be awesome too. But yeah, somebody else said a comment. Yeah, Montez fam, you're 61. You started playing when you were 57. That's amazing, by the way, Montez. That's really awesome. Really, really congratulations on that. That's what. See, I know this was not like I'm not supposed to. You know what? I'm gonna start off this VOD review series with this little inspirational bit. My man Montez fam 5 is 61. They started playing when they were 57, and they are enthusiastic about playing this music. So for all of y'all asking me, man, I started at 19, am I cooked? Or blah, 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 like, hey, I'm in high school and I'm not playing giant steps. Is it too? This guy started at 57. It's never too late to do anything as long as you have the passion for it and the patience for it. Never too late. And he still got plenty of time to be good. At 57, at 61. So let that be inspiration to everybody who wants to start off doing stuff. All right? Extremely important. Extremely important. I mean, I'm 32 and I just started my bodybuilding journey just 2 months, like a month and a half ago. Yeah, I'm not like taking a bodybuilding class in high school, but like catch me in 2 years, you ain't gonna recognize me. I'm in it. I'm doing it. I'm trying to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like never too late. Never too late, man. Never too late to get in charge of your health. So you're 62. Amazing. Yeah, this is awesome, guy. I like that this is a space that everybody can be a part of, and that's really important. Love it. So anyway, yeah, let's go through, I guess, the first one that I saw here. Interesting. I mean, this could be a good way to start off. This is, so we're going to start off with a tenor player, right? Because I said we're doing tenor today. So this is Sadi Israel. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but they're a 17-year-old tenor player. And when I clicked on, yeah. And they said it's their solo on my arrangement of Rosalina in an Observatory, which is kind of cool. Like, you know, with the Comet Observatory from Super Mario Galaxy. So this is actually a pretty cool opportunity to see, like, hey, how can we, you know, I'm going to kind of highlight a little bit of my perspective on how I approach arrangements of video game songs for people who are interested in that. And also how to solo on more like, not like unconventional songs. Even though this one like has a lot of stepwise diatonic functional harmony, at least my arrangement of this, I wanted to keep it as close to the original. But at the same time, it's not a standard, but how can we use certain approaches how can we use lessons that we learn from playing jazz standards to learn how to approach non-conventional songs that sound like jazz standards, but just aren't jazz standards. So let's check this out. And the other additional notes they said is that they started sax in summer of 2024, which is actually incredible. I mean, that's only a year ago. That's crazy. So, that's also amazing. Israel Storm? Yeah, I don't know about that. Hey, Montez, thank you so much for the $50, man. That's thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you doing that. Thank you. And no problem. Thank you for starting. To answer the second part of your question, I will be starting up my lessons. I just keep looking at my schedule, and every time I want to say, oh, I'm going to do lessons here, and then something comes up. So I need to set something for real here. So, okay, so I can't do the 4th, 2nd, 9th, can't do the 9th, 16th. This is crazy. Yeah, Yeah, as much as I want to open up these lessons, the schedule keeps going crazy. But yeah, I will absolutely be opening them up. I as promised, I'm going to be opening up. I just can't predict life of a freelancer. So, and I'll reveal the prices later too. Is there a level you have to be at for lessons? Yeah. I'm only going to be teaching intermediate and higher. I will not be doing beginner lessons, unfortunately. So no beginner lessons. Just like, I'll show you. I'll do all the prerequisite stuff later. But I'm basically teaching intermediate and above. And what intermediate means will be highlighted very clearly in the outlines that I'll put on the Google form when I make the sign up sheet. So age doesn't matter. I mean, if you can understand things at a certain age, I mean, great. Like if you're a 9-year-old and you can understand giant steps, I mean, like I probably shouldn't even be the one teaching you. You probably, whatever you're doing, go ahead and do it. So there is no age limit. No. I haven't reviewed a vibraphone clip yet, but that would be cool. So yeah, let's look at the first clip. And this will be the first time that viewed TikTok on my computer. Lord have mercy. All right, open a new tab. Unfortunate that I have to open this up here. Rolled R. Sadi. So that's what I thought. Okay. Not sorry, Sadi. Gotcha. Sadi. Cool. But yeah, crazy. So this guy started saxophone a year ago. So what can we gain from this, right? Because we're in a very interesting situation. You started a year ago, so obviously certain things take time, and there's certain things I want to just like leave to throw cards to the wind and just leave it to your own development and just chill. But like, at the same time, we're going to try to offer some things that might be able to help you and see where you're at. So let's check this out. I have no idea how to use TikTok, especially on browser. All right, let's check it out. Wow, man. Yo, 1 year, man. Amazing. Actually very impressive. We'll talk about that. That's fine. Man, so like like I'm just going to say right now, man, 1 year for that is 1 year is crazy, bro. I need to go back and check this form, make sure I read that. Started sax in summer 2024. Did you start? Okay. So for those of you who might be watching at home or watching the VOD, or whatever, I'm gonna be talking like in the chat, so you can't really see the chat right now. But like, yeah, did you start any other instruments before saxophone? Kevin Hart, you know what I'm saying? Kevin Hart funny. You know what I'm saying? I started clarinet freshman year. And what year are you now? So you're 17, so what, are you a junior or a senior? Okay, so 2024, so you must be a senior now, right? Clarinet freshman year. I mean, that's still kind of crazy. So that means total of 3 years of instrument playing so far. 3 years, basically, of playing an instrument. 1 year of tenor. Even then, even if you were playing tenor for 3 years, this would be massively impressive. I'm very, very happy with what I'm hearing, man. I mean, I don't want to, because of this, I don't want to critique you too hard, man. Like, you're doing everything that I want people to do who've been playing for longer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm gonna have to get to some kind of technical things that are gonna help you along your way to like make you to not make you, but allow you to develop better and have a healthy relationship with practicing. But still, before I even get to anything like that, I just want to like say that it's really, really cool to see that you are actively feeling the music in phrases. That's extremely rare because it takes a lot of people a long time to understand phrasing, because it's the number one thing I have to talk about a lot, because a lot of people tend to have a lot of technique and a lot of random notes, but they can't seem to formulate how to speak it, right? And you didn't play a lot of notes there. Like you did. There's a couple of moments where you're just like, okay, I want to do what I know here, which is great, especially if you're starting off. You want to keep doing that. But even with the few notes you played a lot, you stayed rhythmic, you stayed motivic. You were playing in 2-bar phrases, sometimes 4-bar phrases. You were playing in serious phrases. So like if we go back and check out a little bit of kind of the beginning of solo, let's see if we can point out the phrases that we observe here. And you had kind of like your favorite motif, your most common motif was the, you know, like 5-1-5-1-1-5-1-1, right? Which is like it's very melodic, very I did something by accident there. Okay. Was very melodic, of course, very classic, very lyrical. And I'm not going to criticize that, because that's actually, it's great that you found something, hey, like I like this. So the things I'm going to be talking about in this video are how like the things that you can learn that you should keep working on in order to extend the distance in between those resolutions you're doing. So like that way you don't have to keep landing on the same phrase every time. Because what ends up happening is like when we play, when we learn a line that we like or like a phrase that we like, one of the most common things that happens when we learn how to play jazz is that we do the right thing. We transcribe and we fall in love with certain recordings. And if we're on the right track, we might pick up a lick that we really like. And we're just like, oh, we try to put that lick everywhere. Oh man, I noticed that this works. You find it's like when you play a fighting game or any type of video game, whatever, right? Like if you play a shooting game, maybe you notice that like every time you throw a bomb, it works. It gets kills. Like you just throw bombs because like people are, you know, like you throw these bombs here and people are gonna they just die at this level, at this low level. People are gonna die. It's amazing. Or like at a fighting game, you're like, I'm just gonna keep spamming low kick for some reason down here between 10th Q and 2nd Q. You know, like I don't know, like in Tekken, no one reads low kicks for some reason. So I'm gonna spam low kick. So you got your phrase that you love, right? And then as you get better and progress and start playing with better musicians, you start or like playing for like more audiences, right, and bigger audiences that really know the music. Yeah, like you might find that like, hey, like this thing, I can't waste it because they're gonna know I'm gonna do it. It's gonna get boring. But that's not really something for you to be concerned about too much now. That's just something I'm gonna run through so you can understand how to extend your phrases and how to get more comfortable with using more tools at your disposal to make your phrases have some variety, right? But first, it's like let's take a look at some, or take a listen to some of the phrases. I love right there. I love that. Did you guys hear that? Check out again. This is not a lot of notes. Check out this phrase right there. Right? Pull up. Like when he does that right there. That's a great example of a very simple 4-bar phrase that he made. That's great. We love that. This is exactly the type of thing I'll be trying to teach. Why is this playing automatically? There's something wrong with TikTok or something. I don't know. But yeah, like this is exactly the type of thing I try to teach y'all and all my students in general. This is the type of thing I try to teach people about how to just stick to simple melodic scales and melodic phrases. You don't got to be too fancy. It's not about plugging and play scales and all this type of stuff, right? And extra extended. Start with something simple first. And it's a really great example of him doing that. So I'm going to be kind of judging this, not judging, but reviewing this within the level of play, right? It's almost, I can say it like this. It's like, if I'm going to be talking about, I don't know, bronze, silver, gold rank, platinum, whatever, in League or CBA rank in Splatoon, whatever. Just imagine that, bronze, silver, gold is easy to understand. So if this is like silver or gold rank jazz, I'm gonna be judging this and critiquing it within the context of gold rank, silver, gold rank jazz, right? So for this, that's top, right? That's top. That already right there is that thing I'm telling you about. The thing, what he did in this video, in this video with these phrases, and he made Sadi utilizing 2 and 4 bar phrases here in this context, because within that 4 bar phrase there was 2 1-bar phrases and 1 2-bar phrase that combined to make this 4-bar phrase, which is awesome. It's very advanced if you think about it. But within the context of this is that move that you can spam and it's going to be good, right? And at every level, you're going to be doing this type of phrasing. But let's keep going so I can show you more of what I'm talking about. Okay, so cool. So now we're getting to our first junction. The first junction of what I want to talk about. So right there, he's spamming that low kick, right? He's spamming low kick. And it's working against the silver gold ranks. But how do we move up to the next level? How do we run? How do we go up to the next level? Well, there's a couple of things. First of all, we got to check. We got to check first. You kind of played, and this is just a result of what I'm going to talk in a little bit. But check what happened here. Okay, so in an advanced sense, there's nothing wrong with what just happened. Technically, the notes work. I wish I had a keyboard here so I can explain it to you. But what he resolved to was a kind of a D diminished to a D major. So that's actually a pretty good save. That's very advanced. So playing that G like that, if I play that, not to the G concert here, right? On the diminished chord. Okay, so harmony's not just vertical, right? We know harmony can sometimes be horizontal. But to be fair to people who are like, that's not theoretically correct, to be fair, no, it's not. There's ways to make that work. However, something very interesting happened with what Sadi did here it really piqued my interest. So normally, if he stopped and just stopped there, I'd be like, yeah, okay, you got to learn your changes. And I'll say what I mean in a second. Just follow me. Normally I'd be like, yeah, it's not really happening. However, right after, Sadi decides to play a descending, like A7 resolution figure. It's like a descending concert A7 arpeggio with a C sharp, not C sharp, a B concert B passing tone. And if you notice about what chord that A lands on, it lands on the downbeat or the upbeat, whatever, the upbeat. It resolves to the D major chord. So listen to it in the context of the rhythm section. So that was pretty cool, right? It's like, good save. Then something else happens. And this is where it's evident, right? Like, I'm very impressed with the decisions that you're making, which is incredible, right? You're in the discovery phase. But this is where, okay, if we want to go to the next level, here's where we have to be very aware, subconsciously and consciously, of our theory. So you probably really like that line. He found something that feels good. And so he plays it again. Now, here's the issue. When you find something that works, right? It's like when if you're playing a fighting game and, okay, in the context of a fighting game, what I'm seeing right now is it sounds like the equivalent of someone who doesn't really, I'm not saying that you don't practice, but someone who doesn't really practice that much, but plays primarily from feeling. And they have just really good game sense. Like, just somebody that has really, really good game sense, but not too much technical facility. So what I mean by this is, I want to say this in a way that's as kind and gentle as possible. I'm not meaning this in a mean way at all. It's just that in the fighting game world, there are a lot of players who just have this kind of natural knack to see openings and this natural knack to like kind of catch things when they happen. And they might not have a lot of combos practiced, but they got a lot of strings, and they notice that this move goes to this move, and that move goes to that move. Let me try connecting this. And then when I see this, oh, that's nice. Let me do it again. You did a combo on somebody and they didn't catch it. So you're going to do it again. Oh, boom. Like, it's nice. You know what I'm saying? The problem is your opponent right now, funny enough, is the changes. Your opponent is the changes. So you found something that worked. You made a little mistake. You made a little bit of a mistake, which is fine. Like, I wouldn't do that because when you go to that note, that's technically, if you're in the chord, and like if sometimes the way the diminished works in this, the way the D diminished works from D diminished to D7 to D major. This is a little bit advanced. You don't have to worry about this too much. But the way the D diminished functions in this way is almost like a false 5 because it functions as a resolution to the D chord. Anything that is supposed to resolve to the D chord has the same function of a 5 with a different color that's not the 5. So in this situation, if you want to go, technically that note also has the function. If you look at the diminished as a function of a 5 chord, what's the 5 of D major? The 5 of D major is A. The tritone, which is the flat fifth, or the equal distance chromatically between two octaves, is E flat. So you played an E flat concert. And if you were an advanced player who did that and did this, they probably would have went down to the D instead. Right? That's the closer note that makes sense theoretically, right? Because, we know, I'll teach later. I'll make a video about this. If it's not out by now, by the time I put this video out, I'll make a video about this, about how there's certain chromatic neighbors. I call it the chromatic neighbor concept. What is the closest chromatic note that your note that you just played can go to in the next chord to resolve to it, right? And the closest chromatic note, technically you could go 2 places. But there's a little bit of an advanced thing called what do they call it? They call it phantom notes, phantom sounds. I don't know what they call it. So maybe somebody who watched the video later can call it. But with the concept of phantom notes and phantom sounds, let me go to the big camera for a second. So in the context of phantom sounds, it's basically what this means is the tonality that your ear is imagining based on the notes that came before it. So even though mathematically, technically, you going from works mathematically because that tritone, If the E flat goes up to an E concert, oh, that's the ninth of D major. So mathematically it works. Why doesn't it sound good? Why doesn't it sound like it sound right? Well, the reason why is because of the note you came from before it. The note you came from before set up a completely different sound that wants to resolve. You're playing, which is the flat 7 of A7, and the 5th of A7. So naturally, you want to resolve that tension. You're setting up a lot of tension. That magically, quote unquote, like if you think about it as magic, that's for some reason makes sense. And that's because of the tonality that your brain is being set up to hear from before. That's why it's not enough to play harmony vertically, up and down. The only way you can possibly play harmony up and down all the time is if you're just playing the chord tones, which you actually do on the bridge of this song. You just play straight chord tones, right? Which is fine. That's you found something that works, right? But in the context of this, the only reason why you had to make that save, which is cool. I mean, you made a nice save. We'll talk about it later. But the reason why you had to make that save was specifically because you had to commit to that sound once you made it. And then you played it again. So the problem is that you're stuck in this, you stuck committing to this sound that you need to kind of quickly get away from because you haven't resolved yet. This tension is still there within the chords. So even if you're not even playing an A7, keep in mind, it's not even an A7 chord. It's supposed to be a D diminished major 7, right? You know, which can also be like a D flat 7 over D, depending on how you think about it. I prefer to think about it as diminished major 7, right? That's how you kind of resolve that sound. So in the context of this, if I don't play any chord changes, what do you guys think I'm playing? It sounds like I'm playing an A7, right? Or it's a 5 of the key. If this is the key, then it sounds like I'm doing that. So be very careful to make sure you understand subconsciously, not just the changes of a song, but understand the chromatic neighbor concept, which I guess I have to explain at some point. But basically what I'm saying is try to understand where the ear wants you to go. When you play a note, concentrate on it. Concentrate on it in the practice room. When you're improvising like that, try to see like, did this resolve to the right place, even without chords in the background? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, check it out again. Yeah, just so y'all can hear what I'm saying. So right here. See, and then technically, it's very interesting. If I were to write down the chord changes on paper, it's very interesting here. You're very, man, you were slick. I think I'm not trying to advocate for people getting distracted, and I don't want to make your parents upset. But man, you should try playing fighting games. You have a very interesting way of making good out of a bad situation. You have very good reactions. I can only imagine how good you're going to get in the future, and because that's the essence of improvisation. And the reason why I'm saying that is because right here. So if we look at this motif, right? You used to be ranked in Smash. There you go. You used to be ranked in Smash Ultimate. Perfect. I called it. Why does TikTok like to? Is that? Guys, is that built into TikTok? Can somebody tell me? Is that built into TikTok to like automatically play a video while it's paused? Because I really don't like TikTok, and this is kind of like messing me up. That like, cause I don't use it. Is that just something that's built in? Like, do people know about? Like, is that what happens? It's not. I don't know what's going on. No, it's fine. I don't know what's going on. It's not you. But anyway, check it out. So. See, right there, you knew that the next chord was going to be an F sharp chord. So you played that same lick. Guys, this is some this is This right here, I don't know how to describe to you guys. This is what you want to be doing in music. This is the type of thing that you need to do if you want to become a good improviser, is learn how to do this. So he played that lick, right? So right after that, he played it twice, which is like, okay, he messed up a little bit. He played a G, you wailing on a G, playing an A7 and playing a 5/7 on a 1 chord. But you really like that lick. So even if you might be minus on block, you know that your move got like 5 hits in it. They're not gonna block the 5th hit. They think that they think it's only a 4-hit move. There's 5 hits in this one. You throw an extra string in there. The next chord is F sharp. He changes the destination note, but keeps the same beginning notes. He's like, I'm gonna get some note right. Don't mess with me. Hey, broken clock right twice a day. You might have blocked this, but yeah, it's a block string mix. Exactly. He's getting you. He's like, listen, I got this. I might have messed up. I might have whiffed this, but I'm not gonna whiff you're not gonna catch this. I got a mix up. I'm like, it's really like, there's cats out here that I'm telling you, man, this is like actually, like, it's funny to use this analogy like this, but it really is an example of what good improvising is like. On the highest level, this is what all great improvisers do. So if you want to get to the next level, not even just you, right? If you're talking about getting so this is like going from intermediate to advanced, right? And you're straddling that line already. Like you're already like in between the lines already right now. But in terms of like people going from intermediate to advanced, this is like, this is a pro master level technique that anybody can do. And it comes from training your ear, not training your fingers. So get on it. Get on it. I mean, this is great. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I can talk about. Like the main thing, if I were to kind of put it in a nutshell, what you got to work on, basically, like you don't just have to work on individual chord changes of tunes. You should practice as many tunes as you can to learn them. But while you're doing that, make sure you really nail down your 5-to-1 relationships. Thirds and sevenths are key. In every single chord, every single part of the song, make sure you know your thirds and sevenths, and make sure you make those your target notes as much as possible. Make sure if you want target notes, 1, 3, and 5, make those your target notes. And the most important one of the 1, 3, and the 5 is the 3. The third of the chord is the chord that tells you the quality of the chord. The 5th just defines the color. Okay, the 5th is an overtone of a 1. So if you want to like actually get to that next level of understanding how I can make these types of improvisational choices, I'm gonna mute just in case it plays again. If you want to understand how to get more out of these improvisational choices that you're making, continue doing that thing. Do not lose that. Whatever you're doing, that's amazing. But in order to like improve the types of choices you want to make, try to, like, right now you're in the stage of resolving to any note in the chord that works, right? Like, just this note works. Try to understand the function of the harmony. If you can get into the function of the harmony, right? And this might be a thing that I talk about in all these videos, which is very possible. But understand the function of the harmony is extremely important. And the function lies in the third. Start with basic triads, add the 7th as a way to resolve to the 3rd. So I'll give you a quick tip. This is for everybody. This is a little bonus tip. I'm going to do this in one of my videos later. I'm going to make a theory video. But thirds like to resolve to the 1. 7s like to reserve down to the 3. So if you can learn that, right? Thirds go up to the 1, 7s go down to the 3. Focus on practicing that. I guarantee you these types of choices you're making right here are going to flat. People are not going to recognize you. That's going to be the absolute main thing that's going to help you improve. Is that. And then once you do that, you'll learn how to insert the scales in your practice. Insert the scales in your practice to go to those thirds and 7s. So, yeah. That's basically what I wanted to like say. It's really amazing. Chat Wilden. Some people get it, some people don't. It's fine. But yeah. Great stuff, man. Really, thanks for submitting and thanks for being brave. I don't have an applause command, but applause for Saudi for bringing his video in. There's some claps in chat. It's really awesome. Okay, what am I doing? Yes, I am working out. Thank you. I'm not quite fit yet, man, but I'm getting there. Nice heart reacts. Thank you. Yeah, this is really awesome. This is a nice way to start off the VOD review sessions. All right. Yo, Bernie's back. What's up, Bernie? Good morning to you. And thank you, RK, for the compliment. I don't know if I said thank you before, but yeah, thank you. Yo, no worries, Bree. Bree, did you submit a review? I don't remember if you did or not. You caught me on the small screen. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Get in the shadow of your smile. Yeah, that's sick. It's a great song. No worries. I didn't know if you did. All right, so let's go to another one. This is one I saw here. Let me make sure. Okay. So another one I want to review because it's like, again, a song that I know. I'm doing these because this is like a song that I know, and if it's a song that I know, it's a lot easier for me to like kind of to critique it and to I guess make some kinds of judgments, not judgments, but like reviews, right? So this is actually another tenor player. Because what I did was, in order to like kind of keep it fair, I went from like one of the earliest ones. So like Saudi was like pretty early, and I went to like a late. I'm just kind of going up and down just to make it fair. So I'm going up, down, like top of the list, bottom of the list. So the bottom of the list was a tenor player named Aiden. Aiden Morgan. They're a 21-year-old saxophone player, a 20-year-old tenor saxophone player. I don't know where they're from, but they're playing Tangerine in D flat, which is awesome. And you know, D flat is a key that I like to play it in. That I started playing. So I guess people are playing in that key because it's what me and Emmett like to do. People don't normally play it in D flat, but I fell in love with that key in D flat when I heard Singer sing it 6 years ago. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's check it out and see what we get because I haven't seen this yet. So let's do it. It's going to be posted video. Yeah, I mean this whole thing is public. The first one of every month is public. Thanks, Oscar. All right. So let's see what Aiden's cooking on Tangerine. Hey. Hey. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Hey. Yeah. Great. All right. So we coming in with some heat today. Coming in with some heat. Very nice. Killing. So, man, all right. So, Aiden, first of all, great. Killing playing. Let me go to the big cam for a second. Great playing. Killing. This is one of those situations where it's like, people might, again, with when we talked about Ian, it's like, how do we talk about this? Obviously, so far in the channel, this is obviously the highest level playing I think that we've seen in terms of having all the check boxes, all the boxes checked, right? And the cool thing about this is that this is also in a format that I'm very familiar with, right? This is chordless trio. So right off the bat, there's a lot of things that I can talk about with this. But before, I just want to say, like, killing. This right here, once again, is an example of a person that don't need nothing that I'm saying, can easily go off and play any gig, sound good, be professional at 21 years old, which is very nice. Very awesome, and I really appreciate it. So it's nice. So one of the things that we want to talk about in this situation is how can we improve upon the context of playing in a chordless trio? So this is the hardest. It really is the hardest context to play in not if you don't know what you're doing. It's the hardest context to play in if you're so used to playing with chords, whether you're having a guitar, whether you're having a piano, or any other type of chordal instrument that might back you up. Even if you're playing with a big band, even if it's a big band and the piano's not playing, it's just the horns. With no harmony present, you're kind of tasked with the responsibility of making sure you're extremely clear on the harmony. And it's kind of a hard, like, it's a hard decision to make, right? When you think about it, it's like, okay, like, this is an opportunity to, one, either be super obvious or be super nebulous, like kind of imply harmony instead of be explicit with it. And the bass is there as your key for that. So this is not a band workshop, so I don't want to go into the band part of it. So I guess I'll try to focus as much on you as possible. But first of all, yeah, let's say all the incredible things that stand out. Your tone, beautiful. And even for a room like this, I imagine this is probably like a wedding gig or like a cocktail gig. It says in the people's key. I like that. But yeah, like, I don't know. It's coming probably something, some type of, I don't even want to call it corporate gig or whatever. But anyway, it's one of these non-traditional, definitely not a club. And I think maybe you can hear some people talking in the background. I'm not sure. Let me see. I'm not sure, but whatever. The point I'm trying to make is this venue is clearly not suited for this type of music. So you're doing a really great job of not playing too loud in this space so that, like, everyone can hear you, especially because there's no monitors. So, you know, the way the sound's going to bounce back to the rest of the musicians as you're playing in front of them is it's going to be hard, right? But I really like how you controlled your sound here. I really like how you, even when you went to the higher and lower registers, you kept very good control of that. You practice, man. You really do practice. It's awesome. And also, you took note of, not only did you set up opportunities for rhythm section interaction, you capitalized on those interactions. And you had a drummer that's willing to go there with you. Beautiful. These are all great things. So because this is a very high level, and I would say it's very upper advanced, very straddling the higher level of advanced. So we're going to do another advanced to master approach, right? So let me, I guess I'll pull out tenor now. Because again, we're doing tenor today. So, all right. All right. So, like, when playing chordless trio, you have to kind of go back and forth between a couple of different decision-making processes. One of them is, how melodic should I play, right? How melodic should I play no matter what the harmony is? And how harmonic should I play no matter what the harmony is? Like, how harmonic should I play? How melodic should I play? The rhythm should be a constant. No matter what you're doing, you should always be thinking about rhythm. And the reason why is because that's the one thing you can manipulate the most with the chordless trio, is that you can think more about developing rhythm. So I'm not even going to talk about that. Y'all did that good. Let's talk about how we can include melodic and harmonic decisions to make sure we don't miss certain opportunities. So I wish there was a way to like take this video and fast forward or rewind, but for the sake of editing, because it's probably gonna be a cut if I post this. For the sake of editing, I'm gonna play this video in. For the sake of editing, I'm gonna play this video now as it is, and when I get to the point that I'm talking about, I'll just make a cut. So if there's any kind of weird cut, sorry for the people watching in the future. That's what happens. So yeah, I wanna talk about what you're doing on specifically the one example I'm gonna use as to tell you what I'm talking about is gonna be the second half, the end of the first A of the second half, right? So Tangerine is A B A C, right? So the end of that first A, the first 8 bars of the second half, there is there's a 3/6, a big 3/6, right? It's kind of like a 3. You can think some people like to play it as B7 going to B flat 7. Some people look at it as F half diminished going to B flat 7, which I prefer. I like that sound a little better. But regardless, there is a very clear sound that you have to think about. What's the most important thing that I should play, right? And right in both of these choruses, you miss an opportunity to bring out the sound of a transitioning chord change. Here's what I mean by this before I play the clip. When choosing notes to play in a chordless trio setting, this is going to help you play in a chorded quartet, whatever you call it. This is going to be playing a quartet setting too. But in a chordless trio setting, the biggest decision you have to make here, with turns to melodic versus harmonic decisions, you have to think, what are the most important harmonic cadences and harmonic transitions in the tune that I must play at all times? And if I don't want to play them, how can I make it clear that I'm intentionally avoiding this? There's ways to do that, and that's extreme. Again, this is for those of you who might be not be with me. I'm sorry, but this is like a very high level, like advanced master level stuff to talk about, and it's something I still think about all the time. But let's take a listen to this real quick, and then I'll expound upon it. Let's talk about it. So I'm gonna try to play this video until he gets to that part of the solo. All right, so it's coming up right here. See if you can know what I'm talking about. So notice that what's going to happen is that the chord is going to change, right? It's going to change to transitioning to the E flat minor chord of the last section. So it's not bad that you went and then like that's cool. But here's the issue with the implied harmony there. So because there's no piano, right? And again, this is just me nitpicking to just help you like be even more clear with the drama. This part of the song is extremely dramatic, and it's one of the most dramatic parts of. Well, anytime you see a 3/6 like this, it's a long 3 and a long 6 going to a 2. It's extremely dramatic. It's one of the most dramatic chord sequences that you can implement in jazz. I mean, it's one of the reasons that the turnaround on the 2-5-1 blues is always like a lot of people's favorite part of the blues to play, because there's a lot of drama in there. So we want to bring out the differences about that part of the tune while there's no piano player there to help you out. And right now what you didn't sound bad. It's cool. It's going to pass. But if you want even more impact, try to bring out the B. That note is drama. Do something. You don't gotta play. You don't even have to play the entire. You don't even gotta go all the way up and down the scale. All you gotta do is play the B once. You know, here we go again. I can't rewind, so I'm gonna have to like refresh the page and go back up to try to learn the line you played. Let's do this. So wait for it. Okay, yeah. Like, in that situation, again, it's totally fine. If there was a piano player or a louder, if the bass was just kind of hammering on B's the entire time, then your note would stand out more. But in this situation, you kind of have like a responsibility to bring out the harmony. I would go like, if I would to do something like that, like, or something like that. Just adding a little something extra there to kind of bring out the harmony. Bring out the harmony of that. And that also, and what you're doing, interestingly enough, check this out. You're not arpeggiating the chord. You're not arpeggiating the chord at all. You're just playing one note. And that's already killing two birds with one stone by being melodic and harmonically accurate. Not just accurate, but what's the word? Like melodically and melodically sound. I don't know. I don't have a better word for it. But basically you're fulfilling two functions with one efficiency, which is pretty awesome, right? And also it relieves the pressure off of the bass player from having to stay on that note for too long. This is the interesting relationship that you're building when you're playing chordless trio. You have to think about these little micro moments. These little micro moments that happen are extremely important. So I want to kind of talk about when it happens again, right? Because what's interesting is that you do a little micro, like a little mini 2-5-1, not a 2-5-1, but you do a passing turnaround to go back to the top of that section. Anyway, before you play this part, right? You go, which is something that like you could have done, like, that might be too much. You don't have to do that. The cool thing about jazz is that you can kind of play whatever you want, right? But if I'm going to give you that little bit, give you any type of review that can help, is like to be more cognizant of doing that. So let's see let's look at the other time you did this, right? I love all the blues. I love that. Nice. See, right. So again, we're right there in that line. This is nitpicking stuff. This is not stuff that you even have to take. This is just like, okay, if we're playing in a chordless trio setting, how do I create the most color? Right? So, nice, right? What about, or, so there's like a couple of things you can do there. So yeah, it's interesting, right? So when playing jazz, especially at this level, obviously anything can really work, but we're talking about optimizing, right? And so this is the type of thing where if you want to get to that type of decision making, the decision making to getting those kind of micro adjustments, those like kind of pivots, come from not reacting as much as you're planning ahead. And there's only so much planning ahead you can do in an improvised situation, but it's all about your setup. So you might even want to think a little bit before. If you're going to play a line like, obviously in that moment, it's like that's swinging. Nothing wrong with that. It's just swinging. If you want to outline the harmony more, you might want to think of cutting your note short or maybe playing a different line in general, right? Because like if I go, I might even go, that way it's not too much. That way it's not, I don't have to play everything, right? Maybe you don't want to play so many notes. Well then, okay. Something like that. Or if you want to be, some people want to be more advanced. So they might want to play, the tritone of F and play a B7 chord and say, okay. So if I slow down what I did, All I did was just play a B7 arpeggio from the same line that you played. So there's so many different pivots you can make in here, which are awesome. And that's the only thing I would do, because there are certain situations where, you know, you want to build drama. And when you play it's swinging. It's just swinging, right? It's great. If you want to get and wrench the most out of the audience, you want to make use of those harmonic tension points that create drama. That's the emotion. And you can have really emotional harmonic moments. It's like, oh man, like that automatically like makes your brain, it makes the audiences and even your mind light up. You know, you play these things that stand out to you. But if you go, it's like, I'm right here. I'm just swinging. We just swinging, right? But if I go, it's like, oh, the eyebrows go up. Again, it's all like your personal choice. Like, do you want the drama? Maybe you don't want the drama. Maybe you want to be a little more subdued. That's fine. But if you want to get the most out of the audience and your listener, try to pay attention to those key points in the harmony that sound completely different from the rest of the tune. It's like when the tune goes to the 3 major. So in this case, it's D flat, so it goes to F major. When it goes to F major, highlight all those different notes. Play the 3rd and the 7th a lot. Don't just play the F. It's bright. It's like a temporary brightness. So all these different points are really, really important for bringing out the drama in a piece. That way it doesn't sound so much like an exercise. And also it doesn't sound like you just phoning it into one thing. But again, you might just be trying to swing, and that's fine. This is just a way, if you want to take it, here's a way to unlock a little more drama in your playing. So that's basically it. Just really, 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 really killing. Really, really beautiful playing. It's kind of hard to talk about a lot of stuff you're doing because you're doing everything so very well. So once again, this is like another advanced to master video that I wanted to make. So yeah, thank you, dude. Great. And another round of applause for my man Aiden. Really doing well here. Really doing well. All right. Let's go back here. What's going on in chat right now, guys? Well, dome. I mean, yeah, he do got a good dome. Don't look. Yeah, I know. I've been seeing some kind of stuff happening right now, but at least it's driving engagement. So, maybe I'll address this once and then put it in the bucket. Where did this even start? Where did this start? I mean, just looking at this right now, it just looks like people are just really like kind of have the horse blinders on. They're just kind of like hyper focused on one thing. I mean, no matter what people are saying, some people like this thing, some people like that thing, whatever. But the enlightened musician appreciates all music. Like, you ever talk to like one of the masters, and ask them about something, They're not the true masters of the music they're not gonna have any hang-ups about someone's personal expression in the music. The things that I talk about are all about like people who claim to want to play a specific thing that I do and that we do, right? And they're trying to get to a certain thing, but they're trying to avoid other things. You got to do the work. You got to do the work, right? I'm always just advocating for doing work. But no, I mean, music is music. If you can hear the expression in somebody's music, then it's there. If you can hear the earnestness, it's there, And even if things, I mean, if you want to just think about life, you know, the thing I want to talk about, I guess, with regards to liking simple versus complex, liking modern versus traditional, whatever. Why would you be so mad at what other people like? You know what I'm saying? Like, we all playing music. We should be happy that people are playing music in general. like we shouldn't even concern ourselves, you know? Like, that's not, you know, like, people come here because they want to learn how to play certain things. Like, and plus they like my bebop playing. They like my traditional playing. They like my modern playing, whatever. Any context we're talking about, I'll talk about how to do that context. But there's like a really interesting comment. I don't want to blast this person on stream. There's a comment that was on one of my videos, and it was really like on my latest video, right? Because I posted a new music track. I posted a new music track, called "Where Do You Call Home," and it's basically about the feeling of being constantly in flux, like that type of harmony and that type of motion. Everything about it is like kind of very ethereal. Like, it's about the song is about the feeling I have of home being wherever wherever I'm most comfortable, because I don't really have I've been traveling around and living in various different places since I was at least 16, right? And like, I've had to learn how to be comfortable, especially from touring. Like, a lot of touring musicians have this thing, right? So for me, I'm just like, yeah, where do you call home? I mean, like, I guess home is where I sleep. Home is the moment. Home is what I carry with me. Home is what I believe in. Home is how I express myself. Home is the love I have for things and for people. So I made that song. And it's funny, like, that there was a comment saying, like, basically, oh, wow, thank God. You know, like, this is not that old Marsalis-esque, like, gatekeepy traditional bop stuff. Or like, and I was like, yeah, we need more new. And it was just like really interesting. Like, they're like, people can't just like music. Like, they can't just be like, it's funny that like that person who commented that, they couldn't just be like, oh man, this is such a great song. Oh, I love it. And I was like, thank you. You know, like, I appreciate it. They had to put that extra, oh, thank God it's not Marsalis traditional, like, because I'm so mad about Wynton Marsalis. I want you to know how upset I am that the only traditional stuff is getting in. It's weird. It's just weird. Like, why do I have to do that? Choose positivity. If you're not choosing positivity and you want to go into a random person's chat or like a random person's comment section just to talk about how much you hate that people do this or whatever, like, you might want to check yourself. I ain't mad at nobody. You don't got to be mad at anybody. Just chill. You don't got to come in, like, you know, you can leave the chat. You don't got to come out and you know. So that's all I want to say about that, you know. I'm not going to get into anything deeper than that because we're doing a VOD review and we have some pretty positive things come up. So, but yeah. So let's check out the next VOD review. Let's see who we're going to go. Let's go back from the top again. Yo, Smack, Dom, what's up, dude? Did you come back? Are you home? Dom, are you home? You want to record drums? Yeah, it should be fine. It should be fine because, like, I don't think I can hear you down there. Do your thing. I'll ask chat if they can hear the drums whenever you're, whenever you start playing, I'll ask chat if you can hear them. So, but it should be good. Yeah, no worries. Appreciate you, dude. You know what's funny, Game Grumps? Because you were saying, like, you said projection again. So, you know what's funny, Game Grumps, is that, like, that person wasn't even being called out. Like, they just commented randomly, like a raw comment on Wake Up. It was like raw on Wake Up on my, like no one was even attacking them. They came to my video, to my new song drop, and said, "Thank God it's not Whit Marsalis." It's like, yo, you good, dude? It's just really funny. Uh, background music for the stream, yeah. I think being passionate and opinionated about music was the most positive things. There's a difference between being passionate and opinionated and being imposing. And I think it's especially like, I don't know how, but it's like usually that's usually a problem young people have. I know I had that problem in high school. It's usually like a maturity thing, and sometimes it's just like the opposite of maturity. Sometimes people are just like, in their later years and they're just grumpy. But there's nothing wrong with being passionate and like having things you think. But if your passion causes you to like, impose onto other people, then that's not really, that's selfish. It's choosing yourself and the self-preservation over the betterment of other people, which is something I don't advocate for. I'm cool with having an opinion as long as it like helps people. Otherwise, like, I don't know. Our moms taught us, if you don't got nothing good to say, want to say, like, and it's like, again, there's nothing wrong with passion. I love passion. We need to be, I tell people all the time, we got to care. We better care. But there's not a call to arms to like, if somebody else is passionate about something that you're not passionate about, or it's like the opposite of what you're passionate, like, like that doesn't make them wrong. They should be on your side. If somebody else is passionate about something that you're not passionate about, that should be a call to like come together and be grateful that they're passionate about something. Cause it's like, yeah, you're passionate. Great. You know what I mean? Yeah, but Wynn Marsalis is also passionate and opinionated. And you said yourself that being passionate and opinionated about music is one of the most positive things a man can do in his life. So he's basically the definition of passionate and opinionated, regardless if you agree with him or not. So Stanley Crouch was another guy who I met who is also very passionate and opinionated. It doesn't matter if you agree with him or not. This is your metric, which I agree with. It's great. All right. So from the top, okay, I did Cato, Allen. Who's this? Okay, let's keep looking for more tenor. I want to do like a little more tenor today. Maybe I'll do one more tenor and then I'll keep going on to some other instruments too. Let's see. At least one more tenor I want to do. Oh, hey, we got a friend of the. Oh, this is nice. Okay, we got a friend of the Discord in here. Let's look at Hayden. All right, I think this is. I'm pretty sure this is the Hayden that I know. And if you're in the chat, sound off. Let me see. I know that because I think they're from Washington. I remember they're from Washington, but their email is a UCLA email, so maybe they are going to UCLA, and maybe this is the same Hayden. I don't really know a lot of Hayden tenors, but so they said this is Hayden's tenor sax solo on Ugetsu as a part of their school combo recital, and he said he's aware that the form got messed up and that they played the A section 3 times instead of 2. You might be able to tell that I was a little confused at first, but we locked in and it sounded okay. All right, well, let's see. Maybe I won't comment on that. That happens. Or maybe there's something that happened that we can look at to say like, hey, why did it happen? Maybe that can be something good too. But I don't like going into things with preconceptions. So let's just go ahead and check it out and and see what you got here. This is a drive link. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the same Hayden. Cool. Jazz harp review. Yo, I mean, there's some killing. I have played with some harpists before. Like, pretty cool. I've done guitar before. I think I've done 2 guitarists. I've done 2 guitarists so far. Episode 2 has episode 2 and 3 have guitar players in them. I'm pretty sure. I think. All right. All right. I did say I didn't want to talk about this anymore, but like, it just, I want to make sure that like we understand something. Like, and I want to kind of impart something so that like we have to like, Okay, so let's try to understand something for a second. Malik, what made you want to say somebody said when Glenn Gould criticized Mozart, somehow I listen even if I may disagree. What was the point of saying they're vastly overrated? Like what compelled you in your, like, stirred up in your soul to want to say something negative about what somebody else either likes or what somebody else positive said? Like why do we need to do that? Like what is the reason that you have to do? Because like looking at I don't want to not look at chat. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm trying to have to ignore it. And when I see, I'm not trying to single you out. It's everyone that in the past chat that was saying stuff. It's not just about you, but because you did it again, I just want to ask you, what is the reason that you want to, like, you know, like, it just not. But no, I didn't ask you why you feel that way, Malik. I asked you why you felt that you needed to say that you felt that way. Like, why does that sentence have to be typed? You understand what I'm saying? Like, why can't you, what hurts you to look at that comment and then not say anything? Just be like, I'm not going to say it. It's fine. I don't want to make this person feel weird. I don't want, like, do you feel like fighting? Do you like feeling, you know, like, that's what I'm saying. To engage in do you have to engage in conversation? And if you want to engage in conversation, are you trying to engage in a conversation or are you trying to engage in an argument? At this point, I'm just trying to understand you. Because maybe we can all get to a point where we can be calm in the chat, you know? Let's not make any assumptions, guys. That's not what this is about. I don't want to, like, yeah. Because I want to drive what's the end result of that? What's the end result of that? Like, can you go to, you know, like, why do you have to, if someone says something that they like, why do you have to make it known that you don't like it? Haha, we got to it. We finally got to it. Truth is not objective. Truth is not objective. Be careful. Be careful about what you think is truth. Thanks for that. I appreciate it. Be careful about being an opinionated person. Be careful about being an opinionated person and thinking that truth is objective. Be careful about those things. Be very careful. It's going to lead you down to a path of unhealthiness, and you know, the way you engage with the world is going to be severely stunted because you'll fail. It'll be hard. It'll be easy to miss a lot of the more beautiful things that can come from just allowing things to exist on they are. So just keep that in mind when because everybody's saying, is this an end to itself? My end goal is to keep the chat in a healthy place that you know, and making people feel good to be here. So that's the general goal, right? We can go to the Discord if you want to have other types of conversations like that. Yeah. Game Grumps, I don't know. He's not a troll. This is what I mean. If we want to talk about truth, we can't call people trolls when we don't agree with them just because we think that they're weird. And we also can't, in the same breath that we can't call our opinions truth, or like we can't like just constantly go and you know, like we can't, like we shouldn't be like, when someone says something positive, like say something negative just to get a conversation started. Like that's just kind of rude. It's like weird. At the same time, it's disingenuous and a little rude as well to like just dismiss somebody as a troll when they're clearly like engaging in, the discourse that they believe in. I believe in everybody. That's how we group together. So anyway, yeah. So let's talk about Hayden's thing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna talk about this. Yeah. I know what to talk about now. All right, cool. Yeah, good job, man. Good job, man. It's nice to finally hear you play. Nice sound. You're not playing too loud, which is great for the situation. But let's talk about a couple of things of what you talked about. So the first thing, the thing that stuck out to me out of all the things that I could talk about, let me go back to like just so I have the video of you playing like on the screen. Okay. Yeah, so out of all the things that I could talk about, right, which I guess I can get to, I'll get those out of the way, right? Just like I mentioned in some previous videos, or previous whatever reviews that I've done for other tenor players, you want to make sure that you're very clear on the harmony. I don't know if you're reading the chart. This might have a lot to do with what I'm about to say as well. If you're reading the chart, this could help to make sure you get with the piano or get with the piano player, all the above, and really make sure you nail down the harmony and the form outside of the page. You really need to do that. And one of the reasons why is because it's going to help you to do the things that you talked about in your form, where you talked about we played the A section 3 times instead of 2. And also at the very end, it kind of seemed like you didn't know that the solo ended, right? Like if you go to the end here, like so, and I'm not sure, like you had a kind of a confused look on your face. Like, I'm not sure what the confused look was, but to me, what the things that stuck out to me are a couple of things, right? And we can talk about how we can improve them. So the first thing that stuck out to me is that in the place, because I suspected this in the beginning of the form, but I confirmed it when I saw that you all played another A section. So let's go back here and listen to where another. I'm gonna have to find the bridge, or not the bridge, but the interlude, and to know exactly when the third A comes in. It's not backing up enough. Okay, so let's go here. All right, second chorus. Okay, so right there, obviously, yes, you're correct. The band should have went to the, you played you played two A's, so it should have went to the B section. But if you notice that, so all right, so let me think a little bit to try to formulate how I want to say this. Give me a second. Okay, so you play two choruses here, right? For some reason, it won't skip while it's playing. Okay. Okay. So the reason why I'm asking you for reading the changes reading the song in general is because throughout this entire song, it doesn't sound like you understand yet how to phrase what you're doing. And that's why in the previous, the other video I was talking about, when I was talking about a tenor player playing my arrangement of Rosalina, how I thought it was really good that he was making use of 2-bar and 4-bar phrases. In this situation, this is a situation where you need to work on that. But not only do you need to work on that, just work on understanding 5-1 relationships. 5-1, 5-1, just play 5-1. This is a type of unconventional song, which is unfortunate because it's a little different. There's not a lot of 2-5s in this piece because it's a Cedar Walton tune. Which gives you an opportunity to actually focus on the natural phrasing of the harmony from D, C, D, C. So you can actually play little simple phrases like, you're a Coltrane fan. I know you personally, so you can use like the inchworm, right? Or sorry, not the inchworm, the Saida song flute. Saida song flute is like. Right? You can almost like. you can play that, like, quote that on Ugetsu. Put it up a whole step. That's basically the melody. That's almost a melody, right? Like, use the melody as a springboard for your improvisation. Understand how the melody is constructed and how the harmony, how the melody functions harmonically. If you can do that, you'll never be lost. Because if you follow the melody, right? You notice how, think about the phrasing of the melody. The first part is kind of tame. When it goes to the end of that big, end of the A section, there's a big crescendo up to like a sudden, right? But then when it goes back to the B section, it gets big. Use that to your advantage. That means that even if you don't know too much about the chords yet, even if you can't play all the chords super high level, try to look at the big picture. This is the macro dynamics. Big stuff. Like I talked about in the other video I put up about macro versus micro dynamics, right? The macro dynamics here. In this case, you want to think about the big picture of the form. What does the form want to do? What does the form want to do? If you can do that, I guarantee you the band will also get the picture because you're going to be improvising in such a way that allows the band to hear that there's time to go. If they're listening, you got a good drummer back there. I can hear the drummer. The drummer is pretty good. Like I hear that they're trying to build, they're trying to give some energy, right, going on, but you're kind of playing at like the same tone. You're kind of like the same dynamic the whole time. And I think maybe one of the reasons for that is that you're not too comfortable with the harmony yet, which is fine, right? You're probably not too comfortable with the harmony. You're probably too comfortable with the changes in general because you're playing a lot of like fours and twos on one chords. Like on a major chord, you're playing fours and twos, and you're probably just trying to make your way through this. It's hard. This is not 2-5-1 song. It's hard. But the way to play it is to simplify it. You want to simplify it, right? These changes can be easy if you look at the entire macro, the direction. Look at the direction of the song. So if you look at that, I guarantee it'll help you a lot. Other things, in general, like I see the mouthpiece you're playing, like maybe it looks like, is that like a Yamaha 4C something? Like, you might want to look at your equipment. Saxophone looks good. I'm not saying that like equipment is everything, but yeah, put some air in the horn. You got a nice tone. You have a nice tone, so like put some more air, do some subtoning, bring out that natural huskiness that you already have in the sound. It's a tenor, So, but otherwise, like, thank you for putting your stuff out here. You're very brave. Just think about that. Just to summarize what I talked about, really learn the changes in context of the form. Learn your 5-1 relationships, right? And make sure you can resolve to every change like that. And if you follow the melody and make an improvisation based on the melody, you'll learn how to cue the band so that you actually never will never mess that up. Because then if you do it naturally and you're confident that you're supposed to be here, like, oh, I'm supposed to be here. And you be able to look at the band like, yo, why you didn't go? But the problem is it sounds like you're reading the page. Even if you're not, it sounds like you're reading the page. So you want to get away from kind of looking and just having it go on and on and on. You want to make those clear double bar lines in your head. Like, this is a double bar of the form. This is a double bar of the form. Feel the phrase. Feel the, I forgot how many bars does who get to? It's like, it's 12 bar. Feel the big 12 bars, right? Know that every 12 bars, boom. Practice that and you're good. But yeah, that's all, man. That's all. Good stuff. And yeah, thank you for being brave enough to put your stuff in here. I'm really glad to finally hear you. Round of applause for Hayden, y'all. Brave cat. And also, yeah, not bad. Good stuff. I think like he'll be able to move on from that intermediate to advanced level with those steps. All right. Hayden's a great cat, man. He's like a very intelligent guy. I think he might be like, I don't know if he's a music major, but I know he's definitely very knowledgeable in math and some sciences, and we had a lot of good conversations in the Discord. So, and another, I guess that's the other thing too. Like, y'all should join the Discord. We don't have any mods in my chat, I don't think. Dan was here. Dan was here. So, Popeyes, you want to be a mod? I mean, like you're like the next person I would trust in here. If you want to be a stream mod, I can give you a wrench. All right. All right, there you go. You now have the wrench. And thank you for posting that link. That's where we're going to be hanging. So yeah, that was it's probably not going to be our last tenor for today. It's just that I wanted to like give some tenor, because I have I haven't done a lot of tenor. I've been doing a lot of alto, so I wanted to make sure we get some tenor in here too. So no, thank you, dude. You should be more involved with Discord. You don't have to be. It's fine. Like, that's just a place that like is the most common for all of us to hang out and keep talking. All good, Oscar. Yeah, we have a bunch of different conversations in there. And we prefer to VC for very serious topics because, you got to remember that we're all human. Like, doing the VC helps us to remember, like, yeah, we're human. Like, because when you just type with text, it's kind of easy to forget. Let's go to the bottom again. Let's see. What other instrument should we do here? Okay, this might be different. Let me see. Let's check this out. So Troy, yeah. So I know you've been in here. Sorry, my bad for just saying what's up, because I remember you in here earlier. Pat, you mentioned playing through the changes on piano. Do you think there's an advantage to doing that in the horn key versus the concert key? Interesting that you say that. I mean, in general, I think, you should learn to think about everything in concert key. That should be your main language. It's unfortunate. It's like, you know how the world language technically is English. It's like that's like the global language. Concert key is like the English of the jazz world. Learning Japanese has helped me to speak in E flat. I guess. But yeah, rhythm section players speak English. They're native English speakers. Everyone else that plays like a horn or whatever, like we're the English as second. We're ESL learners. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you have to learn to be fluent. You have to learn to be fluent, right? Because like pianists, guitarists, bassists, drummers, they only have to learn one key. But you're gonna have to learn how to you're gonna have to learn concert key. You have to. The main reason why is because like you need to learn how to communicate with your rhythm section, and if you're trying to communicate changes to people in something that everybody can understand, it's like you might be saying like, oh, we're gonna play a blues in a blues in G, and the rhythm section starts playing. You're gonna be playing all the minor thirds and diminished sound and stuff. Because if you're an alto player, you're gonna be playing concert B flat, rhythm section playing concert G. But I said G. What happened? Oh, I forgot. It's a G. And what are the notes in this chord? We're playing Softly in the Morning Sunrise in E flat. Sorry, Softly in the Morning Sunrise in C minor. If you're a saxophone player and you got to think about what E flat translates to, like in your key, like, oh, it's a F in tenor. Okay. It's gonna take you too long. You have to learn how to be fluent. So get on the piano, learn the language. You gotta learn it in C. Everyone needs to learn it in C. If you want to like communicate with the people, it really is like that. So it's unfortunate that they had to make instruments like this. It's so stupid, but that's the only way they made our horns work. So yeah, B flat, yeah, B flat, B flat. Not me on trombone. We speak American. That is the most American instrument. It's like the most American horn. All right, so let's check this. Let's check this out. I'm not a big fan of. There's a lot of like solo piano stuff. I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not the biggest fan of solo piano stuff. Let me check it out and see if it's something I can review though. Okay, I probably won't review this one. Let's do a different one. Do I think my notes in C on the saxophones? I don't really think about what notes I play. I don't know how to describe it. Like it's just what it is. Like I've gotten to a point like on saxophone, like this isn't. I guess yeah, like for the most part, 1, 2, 3 is not G, it's B flat. But at the same time, it's not. It's just 1, 2, 3. I don't think about this as G. Like if you're thinking, you know what I'm saying, you got to think about like just you have to reach a point in your instrument where it's just this. That's that. Like you haven't mastered your instrument until you can just go boom. Right? Like you play that, you know what that feels like, you know what that sounds like, you know where it is, and it's just that. If you're thinking about the note you're playing, you're not anywhere near fluent yet. You're still translating. It's just this. You shouldn't be thinking about note names when you're improvising, you know? It's just like, you don't have time. You know, you don't have time for that. That's the problem. You don't have time to do that, so you have to just... I don't live in an apartment, Lorenzo. I live in a house. Am I surprised how I have zero delay with the flow? I mean, I've been playing saxophone for 21 years, clarinet for 24. So, nice, Bernie. Welcome in. I expect to see you in Music Share. Like people are gonna be posting Music Share, posting in Music Share your clips. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, thanks. I've been playing clarinet for as long as you've been alive. There you go. Boydo, if learning both alto and soprano, is it best just thinking C and not about like B flat and E flat? Yeah, I mean, like, you know, thinking about the transpositions is only not only. Let me not use exclusive terminology. Thinking about transpositions is mostly useful for reading music. It's gonna help you read things quicker, but outside of reading, it's not really important. So you're gonna learn that like when I play tenor, I immediately I switch like I'm translating. I have to switch everything to tenor, right? So but G is still G. So because G is G on both saxophones, it's gonna confuse me. Like the reason why it's confusing for a lot of people is because they're thinking about the instrument's key, right? Because every saxophone has 1, 2, 3, B, and G. If you think about G, oh, that sounds like this. Oh crap, and then this sounds like that. You're gonna mess yourself up. G but this, G but that. No, if you think 1, 2, 3 is B flat on alto, and then F on tenor, it'll help you translate quicker. Because you'll immediately go to the land of the reference pitch. The reference pitch right here is F on this instrument, not G, because it's G on both instruments. It's confusing. To me, that's confusing. Maybe it's different for everybody else, but it's very confusing for me. So, I rather flip the reference pitch. And you don't need perfect pitch for that, because you can have a reference pitch there. So that can be your reference pitch. But anyway, that's as far as I'm going to go with questions right now, because I want to get through these VOD reviews. All right. Oh, this would be very interesting. I'm down to check this out. Let's see what this sounds like. This is from someone's master's recital at MSM. That's my alma mater, the school I went to. So Homer, what I mean about 1, 2, 3 reference pitch, because 1, 2, 3 is the fingering on the saxophone, dude. 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's just it's not complicated. It's just the fingerings on the horn. Peace out, Marco. Good to see you, dude. Welcome. I can't read your name, but hello from Greece. hello, Greece. No problem, Mark. Good to see you. Yeah, I just want to spread the positivity here. We're not here to dog on and trash. It's weird. There's the reason why I do this stuff here on this channel is because I get so tired of just the way old cantankerous jazz musicians talk in some of these clubs. You have no idea how many people I've been around just in my early 20s and just hear he says, man, these young people they doing all that, and it's just so see, the problem is they don't do none of this. They got it's oh, God, dude, you say something helpful. Say something helpful. So, anyway. Oh yeah, Mayor. Episode 2 and 3 are on Patreon. I do one episode a month on publicly. So yeah, this person is Noah Myers. And Noah Myers is a 26-year-old guitar player. I'm not sure where they're from, but they went to MSM because they said this is a section of their solo on the Duke Ellington tune, "Thanks for the Beautiful Land on the Delta." I don't know this song. I haven't heard this, but I'm very curious and excited actually. I'm excited to take a listen to this. And they said it's taken from their recent master's recital at MSM, which is great. That's the school I went to. Due to the time limit, I clipped this so it starts on the second A of the form. So maybe it's a ballad then. I'm not sure. But yeah. And they say an additional thought. They say, appreciate you doing this series. So thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you submitting your clips. So let's go ahead and check out what you got. They have perfect pitch 2 and transposing is hard for me. Yeah. Perfect pitch and transposition just do not mix. It's so bad. All right, let's take a look. Oh, whoops. turn the sound on. Okay. Well, this is like super like 60 FPS. Yeah. 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 Yeah, man. Woo. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Man, I mean, listen, sometimes these VOD reviews are just ways to get young people's names and faces out there. That's kind of what this is right now. I'm not going to lie. That's kind of what this is, man. I mean, like, it was honestly very, very nice to listen to that, bro. It's funny, like, listening to that, I have more comments about your bass player than you. like I didn't really hear nothing. Like, personally, I ain't hear nothing that I would really comment on about what you're doing, bro. You are well on your way to already approaching true mastery of not just the instrument, but the music. You're really there, bro. It's beautiful. It's at least beyond the capabilities of me. There's another guitar player might be able to say some guitar specific stuff, but I'm not here to talk about guitar specific stuff because I'm not a guitar player. Music specific, you're doing everything that I would have wanted to do and more. Great. Like, great execution. For people who are like, people want to know, like, okay, they know that it sounds good. Why does it sound good? Well, for me, one of the things I really liked was your use of motivic development. I like the way that you landed on the harmony and you really brought out the colors of each, not just chord individually, you brought out the colors of the sound regions, the regions of sound. Sometimes you can have like a certain tonality that's built up from a series of chords together, right? And obviously there's like a lot of time where there's like one tonality for a while, but sometimes like moving from like C to like C minor to E minor is a certain collective tonality, right? And you use like common tones in the same series of chords sometimes. You use different, you played the blues all over the place while you were still hitting the changes. You allowed some space for the rhythm section to come in and respond to you, which is awesome. Yeah, your piano player was on there with you. Piano player was on there. I loved it. Piano player was on there. The reason why I said I have more to say about your bass player than you is because obviously it's nice to be free. We love to be free, but there's certain times where we want to make sure that we don't get too carried away, right? Like the true mastery comes from being able to, oh wait, I just realized that like my display capture's on, not my window capture. That's why it looks so weird. Wait, there we go. Okay. There's like a yellow line in there. So we want to make sure that we don't get too carried away, right? I know this is not a review for your bass player, but this is maybe something you can tell to him or show to him at some point, because towards the end of your solo, and even at certain points in the middle of it too, I noticed that the time was like kind of hanging on a little bit. Like, not, sometimes you can like play free and go out and then everybody knows how to come back in, but it's different when you're playing out and it's different when you're playing out with not a really clear direction of when to come back. And towards the end, it felt like the bass player was like really feeling it, like really which is good. But sometimes when you feel it too much, it's kind of like you forget your role, and you might get a little too, you go into another world. Like, oh, like I'm not just a bass player anymore. It's like, no, you should be a bass player. See if you can listen in and see what I'm talking about. Maybe the band can understand too, but. So right now it's all good. Yeah, so like there's a lot of like just the beat. The beat is really important. This is a situation where I would have preferred to give you the space. This is not a review for the bass player, but like in order to give you the space to play more and for the drummer to be able to also like do more of what he's supposed to be doing, I would have preferred if the bass player would have nailed the downbeats a little more instead of playing eighth notes through them. Because there's a lot of eighth notes being played throughout the downbeats that kind of make the downbeats a little nebulous, especially in this last part of the solo. So that was good. Right here. So like right now, both you and the guitar player are kind of battling it out. Right? Both you and the guitar player, you and the bass player now are kind of in this nebulous zone that makes its way back, which is killing. It's awesome, right? It makes its way back. It's awesome. It's killing. But yeah, that's kind of the only thing I would say if we're trying to like, because again, I have to have something to say, right? And to me, that is the thing that I guess I would say, is just to be cognizant of like, be careful not to fall off too much. When you hear some of the great bass players out there, they have to make a decision like to realize that bass players are in control. They're in control of way more than they think they are, right? Like the bass player in this situation has to control like how free we're going, if the drummer's going to go with them or not. But it seems like the bass player knows that the drummer is going to keep it, right? Because the way the drummer is playing, it sounds like y'all been playing with each other for a long time, which is so freaking amazing, right? And it sounds like because the drummer is used to playing kind of just straight in there, because he's not really deviating a lot. I'm sure that if the drummer was playing a lot more free, you probably would stay. I'm sure that you're good enough to do that. The bass player is probably good enough to do that. But I just think, in my opinion, just from the people I've played with in this type of context, usually the most freedom I have to be able to like kind of tell improvisation and interact with the band is when there's that grounding point. And usually the drums don't have enough centering power or have enough power to center the beat. The bass is where that has the most power to center the beat. The bass can determine whether we're going to go free or we're going to stay grooving. They have the power for that. And yeah, that's the only thing I want to say, because right now, bro, like this is killing. Very awesome. If you ever see this, thank you. Like I know I just said a lot of stuff about the bass, but that was just something I noticed, right? Like just something I picked out, because I played this. The majority of the time that I had the experience I had playing this type of stuff was when I was actually at MSM, and then later on, like when I was touring with Marquise Hill in Europe, he had a lot of songs that had this type of either like odd meter, straight A type of thing, mixed meter, compound stuff. And the most important thing was that Jeremiah knew that sometimes he's just playing a whole note on the beat. Sometimes there's a lot of stuff going on, and I just need to do this one thing, right? But sometimes people want to get involved, so they'll like play some extra stuff because they want to improvise and say how they feel, which is, again, different strokes for different folks. But in order to get the most efficiency out of that, to allow you to even go further, right? That would be the only thing I'd say. And again, that's not even about you, bro. That's not even about you. So. But yeah, awesome, man. Great stuff. Thank you, bro. That was great. I'm glad we got to do a guitar player. So give it up for Noah, man. Really great. I mean, might hit him up. Might hit him up, man. He's a great guitar player. So thank you, dude. All right, let's address this chat. Thank you, GX. Thank you for saying that's the point of our review. Anyway, all right. Can y'all hear those drums? I feel like because I can hear it. Can y'all hear those drums? No, you can't. Wow, great. Okay, I'm seeing my mic go off a little bit, but it's fine. This is some professional nitpicking. It's hilarious. Great, Lorenzo. I'm glad you think that. You guys got your like. I'm trying to like stay calm here because like you all like it's so funny. Like you come to my channel for my VOD review, giving y'all opinions. Like, it's like y'all need to like y'all should start your own YouTube channel. Why don't you guys start your own YouTube channel, bro? It's like it's easy. Just do it. Put up your clips. Is there such thing as playing for other musicians as musicians only, as opposed to also for the lay audience? That's a great question that you should ask in the Discord, because I've answered that question a few times before, and it would kind of take up a little too much of the stream if I answered it here. So yeah, let's do one more VOD review, guys. Let's do one more for you guys today. Because we always like to do 5. We do 5 per video. 5 per stream. Okay. So that was the bottom. Let's go to the top. Do whatever the heck you want, dude. I don't care. Sorry, guys. I'm still just looking for stuff here. Looking for clips. Oh, let's do a standard. All right, let's see here. Wait, let me click on this and see how it sounds. Okay. Yeah, I won't do that. Let's do. I've already done There Never Be Another You, so let's do a different song. Yeah, a lot of solo stuff. Sorry guys, I'm gonna pick something soon. I'm just trying to make sure. I want to find something that like works with with the theme today. This might be interesting. Let's check this out. This is a full band. No, this is a duo. It's not really conventional. Okay. Clip from this. I think I'm actually just gonna straight up just raw do this one because this might be the best scenario to look at something because it's from Smalls. So let's talk about what to do in a public, high-profile jam session. That actually might be something. So this actually might be good to check out. So this is a trombone player. Here's something interesting we can do. So, and also this is different than what we normally do because this guy is older than me. This is a 40-year-old trombone player named Carl. Carl is a trombone player, I guess, from New York or lives in New York. It says clip from Small's jam session. It's 2 choruses on Let's Cool One. Additional feature, hey Pat, love you playing, love you teacher. Thank you, man, I appreciate it. Love the energy you brings to music. Playing trombone player. I'm trying to find ways to create compelling solos as a trombone player. I would appreciate any feedback. Okay, great. Let's do it. Let's talk about it then. I mean, trombone's one of my favorite instruments. So let's see what we can talk about. Thanks, man. Yo, Andrew, thank you for the $20. The R, I'm not sure the R means, but thank you. I appreciate the donation. Thank you. Check it out. And Let's Cool One is like one of my favorite. I love Let's Cool One. It's one of my favorite Monk standards to play. Monk tunes, that's a standard, I guess. Oh, coming in hot. Yeah. Uh-huh. Well, there's like lagging. There's lag in the video audio, but it's fine. I guess I'll see it. Yeah, man. Good cats, man. Just made me want to like. This the session, man. This make me feel like New York. It's the jam session. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. Great job, man. Great solo. Cat can play. Love it. Cat can play. And if you were gonna ask me, I think you were saying like, You want to find ways to create compelling solos as a trombone player. So there's a lot of things we can talk about. But before we talk about that, first of all, let's talk about the things that stand out. Like, bro, you got near impeccable technique. Great playing. And like guys, people in my chat are being like, yeah, you love it. We love the way you sound. And I do too, man. You sound great, man. Really, really awesome. And you got the experience, you got the chops. It's like, yeah, good stuff. Really, really love hearing you play. And you got a lot of language, you got a lot of motif, like just the stuff that, you know, you got all the stuff that clearly, well, not clearly. You got all the stuff that I always have to talk to other people about, right? Like the stuff that takes a lot of people who might be on the younger side some time to really understand and get into their plan. But, you know, you've been around. You've been out here, which is great. So I really like that you phrased the sentence, the sentence that you said. You said, I'm trying to find ways to create compelling solos as a trombone player. So compelling, right? Let's I'm not going to go look up a dictionary, but we can say at least that we can interpret the word compelling to kind of mean something that leaves a profound effect, right? Something that really affects us. So to create a compelling solo that inspires, right? So usually what that consists of is something that leaves an impact, a deep impact. And I think one of the, no pun intended for those anime fans, but one of the important things to keep in mind when creating a solo is to develop it. So you came right out the gate swinging. And here's the thing about playing solos. Like you want to avoid, I'd say if I were to give you anything, right, you want to try avoiding fishing. You want to try avoid, that's that thing that jazz musicians, like we fall into a trap of fishing. And when I say about fishing, I mean like you throw out all the stuff that comes to mind first. Right? Like, I want to do this. 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 I want to do that. I want to do that. And then the solo comes out feeling like a stitched together kind of collage. Like it's like a cool, like, imagine this. Imagine you have like a cool looking pair of jeans, right? But it's like a bunch of patches as opposed to like a coherent design. And it depends on what you're going for. So we're talking about like compelling, right? And sometimes, you know, again, like if you're in the context of like a fashion show or whatever, or I don't know, like somebody going to like, I don't know, FIT or whatever, the Fashion Institute or something like that. Like, you know, they might be able to appreciate all the intricacies and the color pattern. You know, they can say like, they can look at every individual element and be like, yeah, this is cool. I understand this, you know, kind of, it's like hip, but like, there are still people like talking in the background, right? Like this is, I'm not saying like think about it this way. When cats walk into the room when Roy used to walk into the room, even if people didn't know him, like the only people who would keep talking after Roy played something would just be idiots. Like just straight, like when Roy was alive and I was going to the sessions, even if people didn't, they were just like somebody brought their girl or whatever. So they didn't really know him, whatever. Even those people would stop talking just because of the sheer amount of presence his playing demanded. Like he has a presence. So what is that presence, right? It's like being able to deliver something in a developed way. You want to develop the things you're coming to the table so that you're not playing all your best work first. Because remember, you came out the gate swinging, and it's like, whoa, okay, what? There's got to be more of that. If you start off with that, you got to go crazier after that. You can't stay there and then not do that. And that's what ended up happening. Like you ended up playing some 16-note stuff and you're going for it, but then you started fishing later, right? And you played some alter stuff here, some triplet stuff here, and then at the end you ended up with, you know how to end a solo. Great. It's the blues. But if you have a certain level that you can play, don't let it be known immediately. You know, if you want to create a compelling solo, you need the element of surprise. You need plot devices. You need the setups. You want to set up the line. You know, it's like, again, like I like to use fighting game analogies a lot for this. Because it's like, if you think about like, you learn this big old combo, or you got three bars of super, of meter. You got 3 bars of meter and you want to do a level 3 super. You can't just raw super to do. You can't like walk, like round, it's like round 1, fight. And then you got supercharged, and then you just raw run up to the person. Either they're going to block it, or if they get hit with it the first time because they're like, whoa, no one would do that, a good opponent is not going to get hit with it the second time. They saw what your best move is, so now they know how to look out for it. That's what the audience can do. The audience in this case is your quote unquote opponent, metaphorically. Like you're playing against their expectations. So if you're like playing this and you come out the gate with this line, they know what you got now. So you either better go crazier next time, or you gotta chill. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, thank you, Andrew Potter, again. Thank you, man, for the 100. Wow. I don't know, my donation raised is about $20. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Really appreciate it. But either way, both donations I really appreciate, man. I have no shame to say I'd love to hire you for a long YouTube record. I mean, shoot, let's talk about it. I'm trying to do a lot more work from home now, so let's talk about it. But yeah, but anyway, yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to make sure that you pace yourself when you talk and when you play. So yeah, that's like really important to understand that. But other than that, man, I mean, great use of vocabulary and great use of sound, like technique, everything is great. You got all the elements there. I just think like if you want to create a compelling solo, the meaning of creating a compelling solo means to turn heads, right? What makes them compelled to perk their ears up? And when you play that line, it's like, yeah, people gonna perk their ears up. But then after that, it's like, like just check it out a little bit. Check it out a little bit, like from the beginning here. So. I even heard you heard somebody in the audience go, "Whoa, did you hear that? Go back. Did you hear that? Listen. You hear that? Whoo." Now imagine if that whoo was saved to like half a chorus later, maybe a chorus later. You know what I'm saying? Build them up. Give them some space, because you play the material that you played in the beginning of the solo. The material you played in the beginning of the solo, what it felt like second chorus material, right? So it's all about like understanding, like you don't got to play everything that's complex right away. Give it some time to breathe. So, other than that, man, that's the thing I can give to you, because otherwise you sound great, bro. You can play. You clearly been out here. You've been doing it. So keep doing it. Whatever you're doing. Thank you, bro. That's Carl. Thank you, Carl, on trombone. More claps for Carl, man. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. All right. Now that the VOD review is over, I can start talking about some stuff that why y'all got a problem with me, bro? It's like, I'm glad you. Okay. Anyway, great stuff, everybody. I'm gonna go eat some food. I'm tired of dealing with certain elements of chat right now. I'll see y'all in Discord, and for those of y'all who are in the the VOD. This is a VOD. Those of y'all who are in the VOD, thank you. And yeah. I had a great time streaming for y'all as always. And I'll see y'all on Monday. Wait, will I see you on Monday? I got a rehearsal with Bobby. Clips of the week might have to be postponed till Tuesday, unfortunately. Yeah, it might have to be on Tuesday because I have rehearsal from 6 to 10 in the Bronx. This is why I don't do IRL stuff. But that's okay. Yeah, so yeah, I'll see y'all on Tuesday. All right, so thank y'all so much, and yeah, appreciate you. See you next time.